coming to you via phone. All right, I'm coming to you via phone, so I'm gonna trust you to have a visual of it. All right. So first and foremost, what does everyone know about first point and where they're supposed to be?
Are we talking like sack wave or offense or
okay, defense red, upward first point.
All right.
Okay, so demo pyros on stairs, snipers on playground with heavy, scouts on like the flank on the ramp, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, we got problems right away. So first and foremost, for our engineer, you need to be practicing a 60-second rollout. If you don't have all your level 3 sentries sorted, all of your buildings at level 3 by the end of the 60 seconds, because it's actually technically 70, then we're down a peg. So if you need practice with that, I can help with that because I play Prim with it, so I know how to get things organized for that. But basically,
NG's my main class. I'm an NG in main. I know how to do that rollout like the back of my hand. I can easily show you.
Yeah,
Pardon?
Paprika, our demo man, is a main NG, so he could show. I think Albert knows how to do it. I think last time we did Scrown Upward, he did have his level 3 buildings up, if I'm not mistaken, by the time the startup was over.
Yeah,
so
that's good then.
Shouldn't be a big deal.
As long as that's thing, because like that's honestly our biggest concern is the 60-second or 70-second rollout time, and that was what I had to clean up for my own scrim last night because I had to do Prim engineer, and that was fun. So once that's set up, basically your pyro is going to be rotating between the ammo pack, like the dispenser, and the sentry, and spy checking around there. Your heavy and your demo are going to be on the stairs rather than your heavy being back. You want him further forward. Your sniper is going to be like first priority taking out their sniper if he pokes, because if you can take him out, then we can delay their push. Because they're going to do a sack wave to find out where everything is. I mean, honestly, they already know where everything is, but if they can force things, they'll force things. Our pyro's main job is going to be looking for the spy, because if the spy can get in behind our flank at all, then we lose that first push. Your sentry is basically like an extended Uber, and if that gets compromised, then we're in shit creek. Of course, your soldier and your scout are going to be on flank. And yes, spy being disruptive. Do you know all the general spots for spies on defense? Kat?
Yes, vaguely.
Yep. Kat, do you know all the spots that you should be in on, like when we're defending?
When we're defending, I like to start out hanging right here, just to see where people roll out with cloak and dagger.
He can't see it.
I am streaming, yeah.
Yep, hang on a sec.
He's not
currently on his phone.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm right by. I hang out by their spawn to like see what's going on, and usually like hang out to see, just see things. I don't know.
He's like by main.
The hubcaps.
Spawn. Yeah.
In fact, a lot of spies hang out right here. In fact, if you just like check here, you might find somebody. It's kind of funny, actually.
I usually check in the corner in between that rock ahead of you. Like in between left and right. Yeah, right here. I usually check over there first because I'll be walking out left door usually.
So here's a fun.
Also, there's a way you can sit up like in the rocks.
Here's a fun exercise, by the way, guys. Considering I can't see and I'm on my phone, I can't see what you guys are talking about, so you're going to have to use comms to describe where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the card,
see, there's some practice.
The game begins. There are like some tires outside of the blue spawn.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying that he begins.
There's no real
standing on top of those.
Yeah, there's no real call out for it. Just like some weird like wheels next to the blue spawn that I hang out on.
I know what you're talking about.
Like
that's good.
Rims, I guess it's called in English.
Yeah. So, basically, can anyone tell me when us as a red team want to be filing out of this position? Sorry about that.
All good. It's when they fucking
So you mean like
Because we're gonna
when we're
be-
back? So when we are like backing out of first, you mean?
Yeah, when do we abandon this position?
They get cart, capturing the point. Demo goes down. Gun goes down. Med goes down.
Like we
Yeah.
lose.
Well, frankly,
position,
probably
Yeah,
Viper
we
goes
lose
down.
ruler, sentry, players, like losing those kind of advantages.
So, yep, the most ideal scenario, our med gets out, and our engineer gets out. Hopefully with dispenser in tow, because if we can hold an octopus hole, which is the middle point between first and second point, with a dispenser up, or we can help the NG set up on second quick enough, we'll delay their time because they have to then build another Uber between those two, which takes more time. So on offense for the first point, what are we looking at to do as our focus?
sack wave first 15 seconds ish, yeah, for the med. Just fucking go in.
Trying to get med, trying to get gun.
Be what,
Who's
demo,
part of that sack
soldier,
wave?
pyro, heavy.
Yep.
That'll be our demo and our soldier, yeah.
We could also get
Also,
in
you
the
can have
heavy
heavy
and pyro.
Pyro is a so in fun thing in higher levels of play at the moment. The Roma Pyro has actually been a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And like Jetpack Pyro Sack Wave is actually a good idea.
Yeah, Tom was telling me about that. Fucking kind of like power jack detonator, back burner.
If you're
spam out the
gonna,
sniper.
yeah, if you're gonna go Thermal Thruster and Dragon's Fury might be an option as well. Because if you hit a Dragon's Fury twice, it's equivalent to you doing a combo shot with your flare gun. So it would mean that like if you jump through the flank with a jetpack and you manage to get any kind of shots off, you could look at potentially doing, you know, critical damage and killing something pretty easily. And you being part of that sack wave will apply a lot more pressure, because one of the major things about Upward especially is about morale and like the pressure that you can apply, because at the end of the day all we have to do is break one little thing and the whole thing can collapse. Especially in lower divs, people have a tendency to panic. Like panicking is a really big factor. If anyone here has anyone here played Warhammer 40k?
No, I have not. I've looked at it though.
Not yet.
No? Is absolutely no one here played Warhammer 40k?
Like the board games, or
either or both?
I've dabbled a little bit in the 40k board game scene.
Okay, well, basically, leadership and morale. Typically, at low divs, we're looking at like grots who basically run away from everything, and in higher morale, like divs, you have like Space Marine morale, who just don't move from anything. A lot of like our focus in the lower divs is going to be basically disorienting our foe, and if we can apply pressure with a sack wave, including a pyro, people don't expect that at the moment, because it's, as much as the thermal thruster has been around for a while, people still don't use it all that much. So that's definitely a good idea with the sack wave, and then we want to push up left-hand side with the combo. Now, during this time, of course, you've got your engineer and your scout and whatnot pushing up the payload and being disruptive, and the rest of our flanks being disruptive from now. I gathered that a lot of people are going to be pretty knowledgeable on Upward. It's just kind of a given that of all of the maps, most Highlanders know Upward, at least to some extent. That's where the pressure comes into it, because that's where the differences lie. Who out of you guys know the octopus defense on midpoint between first and second?
Me.
Okay, cool. We got one. Is anyone else?
I kind of know it.
Okay. So basically, the octopus defense. Are we on midpoint at the moment?
Yeah, go back towards the end of tunnel,
Like
cat.
the exit of the
Go
tunnel.
tunnel exit.
On
No,
the house.
exit. No,
Like
that's the entrance,
second-
bud.
like you're going to
Oh,
second.
we're blue team. Yeah, my bad.
Roll.
Whoops.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah. So on the octopus hold is a risky hold. That's why you don't see it all that often. It's a risky. We have the opportunity to have a bit of extra time to dick with the enemy and to slow them down even further. But it can be really advantageous. Now, typically, we won't get this hold if we lose first really badly. If we manage to back out early enough, we get an octopus hold. And an octopus hold basically boils down to the dispenser holding up above the end point of the tunnel. So it's just above it, behind the rocks. And then the sentry holding in that area that covers the tunnel. And then the rest of the combo and the team holding on that slope.
So where specifically is gun going?
Gun kind of goes like at the mouth of the tunnel, like on the tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
an octopus
right
hold. Typically, we won't like. That's if you manage to get out your sentry and your dispenser, or just your sentry. Like if you got your sentry out, you can just set up a level 1 dispenser above the tunnel, because at that point we're only using it for ammo. And the sentry is covering the back end, so if we can get out with the sentry, it's a bonus. So we get out with the dispenser, we go for the second point hold instead. So typically this hold only comes up now and then, but basically the combo holds the stairs, and then the flank holds a little further forward near the rocks, and our sniper holds that kind of like left-hand side of the rocks and does its best. Typically this hold only lasts about 40 seconds. I've never seen it last for much longer. Because what happens is that we're trying to spam out their walk up the cliff by using the demo or having the soldier bomb or the sniper take someone out, stuff like that. It's not typically it's not a strong hold. You can get flanked out on this one pretty easily.
Yeah, because it's like you're watching hill and also side tunnel, and your back is to flank.
Yeah,
you can just walk up.
You've got a lot of like different points of avenue where you can be attacked. It's more just like if we're retreating and we have to hold for a minute to give our our engineer time, or because we're half down or whatever else like that. Octopus is an option. So if I yell octopus hold, that's what I mean. Okay. And that'll typically come down to the team we're up against and how confident they are about pushing their objective. If they're sitting now building Uber for the next point, an octopus hold is going to be amazing, because they have to then spend time and Uber and resources pushing up cliff. If they're chasing us up the cliff, octopus hold doesn't come into play, basically. At that point, we back off to second. Any questions on this so far?
Nope.
Cool. All right. So, in terms of how offense goes, we push up the cliff. Hopefully, we've taken out their sentry with an Uber on the demo. And hopefully we haven't been pushed back by an Uber on the pyro, and we basically managed to rush up the cliff while the cart pushers go tunnel, and flank does what flank does. Then when we get to second point, the engineer is going to be holding that angle. Does anyone know which angle I'm talking about?
Like on the platform, you mean? The one with the barrels?
The one with the what?
The barrels.
Yeah, well, you've just walked out of spawn and you've turned the left-hand corner and you've got that area there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little hard without me having the ability to see, because I'm doing this over the phone.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Don't worry.
Sorry.
Here, like this area where thing you do in the default people do it in pubs. This is the sentry spot in pubs. Like I think is what he means.
Yeah. The reason it's a sentry spot on pubs is it's typically actually a good spot. The problem it doesn't succeed on pubs is basically because you have to have the rest of your team supporting it.
Yeah.
Because you can be shot from the cliffside flank as an engineer. So you need to be careful of the cliffside flank because you can get attacked by a sniper if they decide to go off on a bit of a jaunt. That's why wrangling it to try and fire at things is an option. But typically we'll hold this second flank. The second point one. This is another quick point. Honestly, a lot of upward games come down to the last 2 points, and that's usually when teams fall apart because they're too spread out, or they're not organized, or they don't get a foothold because the team keeps pushing forward and they don't have time to stall off for time. So first and second point is about us stalling their momentum the best we can. If we can stall their momentum to the point that our third and our fourth point are easier to set up, and they're not as critical because we've stalled them at some point, then we're golden, because third and fourth point are the easiest ones to stall on and the easiest ones to defend. In this, typically, second point doesn't hold for very long, so we're going to be around the engineer. We're going to be a bit clustered here, unfortunately. Hopefully, our flank will be playing the left-hand side in the house over there, and the combo will be trying to build an Uber in defense of the sentry, which they'll probably push out from the window up above. That's where a amazing pyro reflect of their Uber will come in handy, honestly. Pushing them far enough back that becomes a moot push is going to be our focus. Any questions? Nope, cool, great. All right, we're going to move on to the third point. Is everyone still alive and no one dead? We didn't lose anyone?
I believe everyone is still here, or
Yeah,
at
we're
least
here.
everyone's in the call,
Cool.
at least. Probably just
Cool.
varying degrees of questions.
Just makes sense. Excellent. So, moving on to the middle ground between here and the third point, we're going to push through house to go up to lower the combo itself, and then our flank is probably going to go around the right-hand side. Now, if I touch the cart, there's something wrong. This actually happened in my game last night, and I was absolutely mortified. I was up pushing the cart around because I was on engineer. I was pushing it around the circle that's like that third point circle, and our medic somehow ended up there. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay,
So
what's
I
up,
slapped him
dude?
across the I slapped him across the face for that, honestly.
Good. As you should.
So yeah, because he was in a sniper sight line.
Yeah, like,
Because
oh no.
I'm like, why? Why? So I have to go over that. Our medic is not nearly as experienced as he should be. So we're gonna push up the small hill between Blue's first spawn and third point, and that results in heavy checking the sideways house, Demo and myself Ubering around the corner to try and deal with the sentry that's going to be further placed back. The dispenser is probably going to be placed inside of that little house alcove. The shit house is going to only be designed by flanks, so we don't need to worry about that. The shit house is on the left-hand side if you're defending, or the right-hand side if you're on attack. Does everyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why it's called the shit house. Don't ask me why, but that's just what people call it.
It's
Trust
a
me.
wonderful call out.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful
The shit
call out.
house. Yeah.
It's
So if I
where
say
we
that
shit.
yeah, so if I say if there's a heavy in the shit house, that means that shit needs to be taken care of.
I mean, I think that's
Um,
where the game name comes from. If there's someone in there,
Yeah.
you better take care of it.
Yeah, flank typically sits over there, so occasionally the pyro might have to just flame in that area, general direction on defense. But typically, myself as a medic, I'm going to be hanging behind the house. The dispenser is going to be on the house so that he's right there directly in front of me and out of the line of fire, which means I can heal them. I'm going to be in the alcove that is like slightly underneath sniper sight lines. It's sort of like an indentation. Which means I can duck and weave and whatnot, and I can still heal the rest of you guys while you're fighting downwards on that cliff. And a lot of heavy's going to be up in that area in pubs where people like kind of avoid for some reason, which is just above the cliff where those stairs lead up to into the house. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
U-turn?
Yeah, the U-turn, basically. And that's going to be where the heavy will be holding his heal. He'll fire, he'll walk back around the house to heal with like a sandwich or a banana at that point, and or grab ammo from the dispenser if really needed, but typically he'll rain fire down that cliffside. The demo is going to be spamming down that cliff. Soldiers probably going to be roaming around the side of that house or up into the upper part of their spawn. And we're going to be just trying to hold this the best we can, because that's the third point is where we really start to get into our own in defense, and where us as an offensive team have to take the initiative quickly, because if they can get a hold here, they can hold for ages, because you're fighting an uphill battle. And
literally,
in TF2, typically the people who have the high ground are the people who win, because it's easier to aim from the high ground. We have several classes that spam out down to lowers too, like your demo. Now, when it comes to fourth point, this is where issues start to arise, and where we had an issue last time. We went for apartment lowers. Now, does everyone know where apartments are?
You talking like upper?
The
or
upper,
tiles?
like tiles. It's called apartments as well. The old call for it was apartments.
Apartments
Tiles
with a lot of
is probably-
syllables, so it's the tile floor, right?
Yeah, tiles is
Yeah.
probably
A lot
the
of
new call out for it.
Tiles is the bit connected to spiral, and then upper is like the other bit.
Yeah.
By, like,
It's
So-
where I am right now. If you don't know,
that's tiles.
just look at my stream.
So typically what happens once we lose third point, we will have to rush to apartments, which is the very upper area of tiles that covers the two different types of stairs. Right?
Oh, upper? Yeah, we have to hold upper.
Well, we have to hold those two stairs, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, our biggest problem was we tried to push the lower stairs, which goes up two pairs of stairs, instead of pushing up the other side, which is a flat, even ground battle. So, and that's why I said, no, we don't push from here when we were on our fourth for upward. Is what we want to do is an offensive capacity, is that the combo wants to rush upwards through house up into the tile area, up those two weird ladder stairs. Now, granted, we might have to check for stickies on the top end of that, but they don't generally have enough time to place them. And then we want to fight the combo on apartments, because they'll try to be fighting from there. If they're holding too far forward, we'll be able to pick them off from the doorway. If they're holding too far back, we'll have an even ground to fight them. We'll want to Uber into that. Now, generally speaking, the sentry is going to be sitting on the upper part of spawn, if it's up and about. And that's and that's
Left,
where, like,
north.
yeah.
That area? Yeah, it's there.
We could do
Yeah,
that.
and that's-
this or this, either.
It's usually to the left.
Like on the middle.
It's easier to spam it out from the middle, I think. You're on bats versus gun spot.
It's usually on the middle area of the top area.
is it?
Yeah.
So it's not like directly in the middle. It's usually further over to the right, close to where pubbers put theirs. You know how pubbers put theirs in that like weird outcrove on the top right?
Yeah, I usually
Ours is
thought that's
like-
where guns put.
It doesn't
No,
go
you can
there.
get spam
Oh.
from apartment.
Yeah. So that's actually the word. Like,
And you can also
it's
get
not
spam
common
from
knowledge.
nowhere.
It's not common knowledge, but that's the worst spot to put it.
Alright. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
so
know, man.
where
That's all
where
I
you
see.
typically put it is, you know, the doorway that you go up the right hand side of our second spawn on defense. If you walk out the right hand door of defense, directly to the left side of that is where you put it, because the engineer is now defended by the window from the combo and can wrangle across to apartments if needed, and can also wrangle down, and it also allows them to defend a little bit more from spam, because he can't be spammed out from the right hand door.
Oh, neat.
Also,
Yeah.
the thing with the
It
pop
also-
spot is that you can get
Yeah.
spam from lower. Like, you see the wall? Well, how to say, the wood on the floor? Soldiers
Pardon?
can shoot rockets from beneath it.
Oh yeah, because you can spam from lower, and the gun won't see you.
Yeah, exactly from where you are, but without picking. You can do it from if you stand way back. Well, go to the left. There you can see like some cracks on the wood, right? On the wood on the left.
I'm not sure.
From there. No, you were standing. No, the one on the left. Yeah, those ones. Yeah.
What's going on?
There, you can.
I have no idea.
Oh, really? Can you actually do that? I have no clue.
Yeah, you can
let
shoot
me-
through those holes.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
That's wild.
Let
So
me
you can
get
spam
the-
the gun out through here. You can just like, wow. That's
Oh,
wild.
it's like that one window on Frontier Last on offense
around CP
where you can like shoot through the fucking pane.
Okay, I see. That's. Huh.
That's
Okay.
another like disadvantage of the pop spot if the blue team knows about it.
Well, I'm glad we know about it now because I guarantee you we're gonna run into that at least a couple times. The bet spot, for sure. So we gotta know how to deal with it. Like we need to know how to push into it, even though it's like technically not great. Like people are gonna do it.
Like
Yeah, yeah. Whereas with
like
yeah.
going to
So
potatoes.
if you move slightly over to the left,
Yeah, I see.
yeah. So people hold if you go up the stairs because I can actually see this now for a sec. All right, stop. Yeah, a little bit over to the right, like your right. Yep. Over a little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah. So the sentry usually goes directly where you're standing to the left there, and the engineer usually hides in this little alcove here because of the fact that it allows you to basically sit there and like be able to defend against being hit by anything.
Okay, that's interesting. Good to know.
Yeah. It also blocks the spy getting in to see you if the sentry's sitting on that side, because then the spy can only zap you from that side, and it means that like the sniper has a bit of a safe spot and everything else from that. Typically, fourth points are going to be desperate once we lose apartments, so it's really going to come down to making sure we have apartments.
I've seen, by the way, this gun spot before. I don't know if we want to do that or not, but like I've seen gun go like here or here, like out this window when we're holding up here.
For some reason, I can now hear this.
And he's gone. He's back.
Rockets were distracting.
The thing with the sentry spot where you are is that you want to use the sentry like a safety net, like on the circus when people are not supposed to fall, but if they do, they have something that protects them.
Which is this? Sorry, I missed it because I had a hiccup with my.
All I'm saying, I don't know what engineers do or why I see this, but occasionally I see the gun like here, right? And I'm not. I don't know if we want to do that or.
Cat
like,
is by the rightmost window before boxes and upper apartment.
Oh, okay.
Like, kind of past the back.
So the
Apparently
reason
a gun
that
has been there before.
yeah, so the reason that people do that, it's usually a bit of a cheeky strat because I occasionally do it for funsies. Is that it creates another defense for the combo effectively.
Wait, could you repeat where you are again? Like, is it tiles or apartment?
This is upper. Tiles is connected to spawn. Or it's not spawn, spiral.
Usually, like, my old team called that area tiles.
The whole area can be tiles, but specifically, like, I think, at least what I've learned is that little hallway is tiles, and then the rest of it is upper, or the rest of it is apartments.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so for me also specifically when it comes to combo, if I'm saying we need to hold apartments, it means we need to hold the stairs that lead up to the upper area, and that angle that the combo can take up to our upper area that makes them even.
Yeah,
So in
like
that
under
alcove
upper.
area, yeah. So in that alcove area, typically the combo is going to be trying to sit the best it can, and I'm going to try to avoid spam. Our heavy is usually going to be covering the stairs because he's probably the best option for that. The demo is going to be covering the door. The pyro is going to be running around, and in terms of it, the engineer will be covering the rest of the push that'll come from downstairs with his wrangling. the sniper will be down the left-hand side, probably trying to take someone out, or an upper tiles trying to take someone out from that upper position,
Like
if they have a chance to get into that spot. Yeah, in boxes-ish. It'll just come down to that. In the pro version, there's actually a doorway that connects the spawn to uppers area before the third point's taken, so sometimes the sniper goes there early. But I don't know if we'll play the pro version. It's weird.
Nah,
AUD plays the pro version, but we
yeah,
don't. I don't know,
RGL
it's
plays
weird.
the normal version.
Yeah. So basically, it's going to come down to that, and then our push into apartments. Once we take apartments on offense, they basically crumble from there because we have a staging ground to spam their spawn. And that basically means that we were able to push around and hide behind the cart and get the cart over the edge.
If you manage to take tiles or upper, whatever you guys call it, you get a really huge advantage.
Yeah. Now, if we happen to lose tiles and we're playing on back foot and they're not capitalizing on it, our next job is either one of two things. It's either to stop the card in any way possible or to take tiles. Because it basically comes down to a tiles fight.
Yeah.
So whoever has the area wins. So,
if you hold that area,
at that point, like, we lose it, there's no hope. And that is the quick version of Upward. It seems like you guys have a general grasp on most of those bits and pieces, but hopefully there's a few bits and pieces that weren't known.
So you don't think we should try this gun spot in like in Tiles area?
Gun spot, it's pretty. It's okay, but preferably I'd want a pub spot.
No. So in high level NG play, a lot of the time your ability as an NG comes down to how much you know you can abuse something against the enemy team, and that comes down to team knowledge. In lower level play, basically just what you want to do is put your sentry in the safest spot possible.
Yeah.
And just kind of like play off the meta, because at this point, like in lower divs, the hardest thing is just being able to do the meta expects of you. Because you're having to deal with a whole bunch of input, a whole bunch of comms that are messy, a whole bunch of chaos and disruption. You know, basically your job is just to do the thing you're assigned to do, right?
Yeah.
When you get to higher level play, that's when you see some of those weird sentry spots that actually work. People who do that sentry spot in lower end play just get fucking punished for it, unless the team is bad, in which case they don't.
Alright, well, I just wanted to bring it up because I knew it existed.
Yeah. Typically, it's not a great place to stick it. I stuck a dispenser in the apartments because I had an extra chance last night, but I didn't hold a sentry there for any amount of time.
Yeah, you should put a dispenser in upper apartments.
Usually
honestly, honestly, if you get time as an NG to put your dispenser there, something's gone
it's
terribly
a big game
wrong
changer.
on the offensive point.
Like, last time that we did Upward, I actually
it's honestly a huge game changer if you get a dispenser up there.
Yeah, but like, don't put that as a priority, because chances are you won't have time. Like, if you've got time, then something's gone wrong.
Isn't there some, I don't know if this is still done, but usually I would see like a tele exit being put like back by boxes, like down the hallway near the end, like in the hallway of upper.
If you can get it into boxes or at the hallway at the end, that's great. But a lot of the time, typically, the engineer doesn't get much time between third and fourth point.
Yeah.
Which means that, like, unless we stall him out and give him enough time, we're typically like playing on the back foot and they're rolling forwards. That's why third point becomes the make or break point a lot of the time, because it's very easy to push from third to fourth. And a lot of the time, if like our combo dies, it's very easy for them to capitalize on that. If they're a bad team, they won't. If they're a good team, they'll launch to spawn and then fucking spawn us out. So yeah. It'll come down to like engineer focus on getting the sentry gunner up. If like we make a call that we've got time, sure, get a dispenser or get a teleporter or something, but like that shouldn't be your priority. Your priority is like to get a sentry up at the end of the day,
if
because
you don't have, like,
the sentry is what stalls them.
Try not to have like a stupid sentry spot, because if you do, it's just gonna like ruin your entire thing. Try to have like a good spot, like a spot where you're safe.
Yeah, well, that's why I've given the spot where, like, the engineer is safe from getting spammed, he's able to keep his gun up, he's able to then wrangle down if needed, and it stops the cart from moving because they still can't go around that corner. It also keeps the sniper off our backs, which is what we're most concerned about as a medic.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it.
So
but yeah,
just briefly, Spooky, come here a second. I know we're talking about this like gun spot here.
Yeah.
I just learned about this hole in the floor. You think you could like maybe snipe the NG through there like pretty safely? Like if he's on that gun spot.
The thing is that
If you have someone with you, then yeah,
don't allow
definitely.
the sniper to get down there. You usually have a soldier or a scout protecting that area.
I mean,
be
if
honest,
you have
it's
someone
not
with
viable.
you,
I don't know.
you gotta have.
It's not a viable thing to do, in all
Yeah,
honesty.
because you're gonna get killed easily.
Not just that, but your sniper should be wearing the other things.
Yeah,
Probably, but it just sounded like a cheeky, fun idea. I don't know. I just realized because I just learned about these cracks and it's opened up a whole new world for me. So.
I mean, if you're more like if you run like an enforcer, whatever that spy gun called, you can snipe the sentry. Usually on Swiftwater, spies like to snipe the sentry on second. It's a good thing. It lowers the sentry and sometimes it can kill it.
So a lot of the times you'll have to wrangle them to try, because you can wrangle so much distance to shoot snipers. Like, snipers are not going to be a problem for NG as long as your head's somewhere in the vicinity of not in their face.
Also, like, wouldn't there be like more high priority targets like the medic or the other sniper versus
Yes.
the NG?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
And if you are gonna go down there, have someone with you, a scout soldier.
Definitely.
Out of curiosity, how are you guys pushing last? Have you already gone over that?
So pushing last, yeah, we're pushing through uppers, and we're taking apartments. Because then we can
What
spam
route are you
sticky
taking?
routes. So we'd be going up the stairs. So we'd go through house on third point, go up the stairs on right side, and go up into apartments so we're having an even level fight. If we go downstairs and push up 2 flights of stairs, then we suffer the fact that we can be spammed out downwards. We're fighting literally Anakin Skywalker versus Obi-Wan at that point, whereas we want to be like at the beginning of the fight where they're both on even ground.
Okay, so for several reasons, you're supposed to push under. That's the meta. That's how you're supposed to push. Because
because
if you push spiral, the reason you don't want to push spiral is because it's so easy to get stuck in there. Because if their team knows what they're doing, and actually not even if they know what they're doing, if their sniper and demo are up there, you're not going to come through spiral. You're just going to get spammed out, and you're inevitably going to die in there and end up forcing in a really bad location.
Yeah,
or a pyro
and demo are going to be watching that door.
That's before you even get to that point. This is if they're still holding straight staircase. If their team actually capitalizes on the fact that you guys are trying to push through here, aside from their sniper who should be with their combo watching that location and shooting anyone who comes, even peeks their head and spiral, if their combo walks over there and just meets you there, you're not getting anywhere with it, and you're in a really bad location. The reason you push under is because you can already get at their combo rather than having to walk through tiles and into them. You're already meeting them where they are. While you're doing that, it also takes the attention away from the cart because their combo's focused on you while your cart pushers are actually on the cart. If you're pushing from spiral, they're looking in the same direction as your cart pushers, which makes it a lot easier for them to actually focus cart and you at the same time.
Fair enough. I guess there's been some changes to some extent. That's the way that we've done it because it's worked out for us, but that might be just because of the fact that we're versing teams who break on doing something slightly different because they're expecting us to come through lowers.
It's not much of a newcomer level, but you still gotta know these things. Yeah. So even if
that's for any div though. Regardless of that's just how you put it.
Yeah, I'm saying that like typically we used to do the uppers because it was easier. But if like that's going to be a thing of like they've had time to set up, then pushing through lowers is going to be a viable option too.
And you're right. On that part, you're right. Now, if their sniper or demo are dead, or if they're not in tiles, then 100% that's the fastest way of getting there. Now, once you get up there, you guys have to think of your next move because that's where a lot of teams get held up and start losing their last push because you get the momentum of getting up there and then you don't know what to do. And the biggest reason why is because when you make that push, a lot of times the combo does it far too early when the cart's not in the position of getting into last. And when you do that, you need to make sure your cart is moving at all times. And once you're up there and the cart's getting close to last, your entire team, and I literally mean your entire team, needs to shoot at the gun, because if you just have 2 people shooting at it, it can get repaired quickly. But even if you have like if you've got like 7 people making chip damage on a gun and someone doing major damage, it'll go down faster. That and the demo are the only 2 things stopping you from capping. I have seen it so many times in every single div where someone will keep a demo alive and it stops everything because you have to kill the demo. You will not cap if the demo's not dead.
Yeah, I was just about to say that like demo is probably the most important thing to kill on
demo and NG, sniper.
Yeah, the medic becomes kind of secondary on this point, which is kind of interesting.
I don't think medic is too much of a worry on this point, but medic isn't really like your main focus. It's like mainly the demo that you want.
Are the only things, because once those are down, what you're going to do is you're going to, of course, have your cart pushers, but you're also going to have your demo. Your soldier is going to get on sentry pub spot at their spawn. That's where your soldier sits 1,000,000% of the time, and only because he watches the upper spawn door. Your pyro and your demo. Yeah, and your demo is going to go for the main spawn and spawn camp that with the medic, and your pyro can actually, unless your pyro actually needs to get on cart because you're down cart pushers, your pyro can just start walking along their spawn and that side door and watch that while everyone else pushes. That's what you have to do. You have to spawn camp them in order to push out.
All right, so like pyro here.
Yeah, your pyro's going to be walking up and down those stairs there, just watching up top and watching this side door, while your soldier is sitting over on sentry pub spot. Yep, right there. That's where your soldier's going to sit, and your demo is just watching bottom spawn.
Okay.
That's how you securely camp this, to not let anyone come out.
Stuff.
It works.
I didn't realize I was going to get help midway. This is always nice.
No, but it works.
Tom is cracked.
Yeah, it does.
Honestly, like spawn camping may seem silly, but it works on upward.
Spawn camping. The only time spawn camping isn't allowed is when you're not playing the objective. That's when you can actually get dinged. But if you're still playing the objective, then it's fair game. But the thing is, if you can successfully spawn camp, that's awesome. But if you don't have cart pushers, you're not getting anywhere with it. So the biggest thing between your combo and your cart pushers, which if you don't know is your scout and your engineer or anyone else who is open to get it, is that you guys have to do pushes at the same time. You can't stagger them, because if you push your combo in and your scout and engineer are dead, they're going to focus your combo, and then your scout and then your pusher is going to be like, okay, cool, okay, let's go in now, we're pushing, but it's too late, your combo's dead, and then bam, your pushers are dead.
The way that we won last night is that I was hiding behind the cart to the right hand side as our combo had taken apartments, and we synchronized that to the point that like half the combo could drop down, the other half could spam out, and we could push it over because their sentry wasn't up in time.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
But yeah, no, like he basically went over all the rest of it. So I'm glad, because that was the next part.
Thing is, and this is the problem with every team that I've ever seen, I mean ever, even in Challenger and Invite, is that once they take tiles, they stop all momentum. But you have to, once you get up there and take it over, you have to be aware of what's going on. You can't just stand up there and be like, okay, we're waiting. You have to be active while you're there. So if your team's just sitting there, you need to shoot at the cart. You also need to be wary of anyone coming up the straight stairs. So go over there for a second real quick, if you don't mind, to tiles. So let's say you push up and you're up here, right? You got it. You're good. So go over to the straight stairs again. So essentially, your medic's going to want to kind of sit in the stream pause. Your medic's going to want to sit in that corner to your right. Nope, left. The corner between the door and the window.
The door and the window.
Yeah, so your medic's going to want to sit there while everyone else is basically just along the catwalk and spawn shooting at what they can. Your pyro needs to actually be right at those stairs next to you, preventing anything to coming up. That is so important. If you don't have someone watching that, you will
like
all
a
get
heavy
wiped.
can easily just walk in there and just destroy your shit.
Scout, spy, demo, soldier, literally any class can walk up there. I have done it
when the combo pushes back up.
Yeah, you just gotta have someone watching that. Pyro's like a good choice.
Pyro is actually unbelievably powerful flanking up this way because I'll do it all the time when we're like pub holding last because there's nothing that I can really as a Pyro can't do anything on last when you're defending. You can sit at your spawn and try to spy check, but it's pointless. A Pyro should just actually go flank wherever the team is and try to help retake upper. Just because that's the most useful thing you can do. Also, that puts you in a position where you're behind them already. So if you're defending and your Pyro flanks up here and gets rid of everyone up top, you're behind the cart. That way, if anyone's on the cart, you can jump out of the window, air blast them into the pit, and you save the cart again.
Oh, noted.
And that's why there is a call to retake up like tiles or uppers as soon as you can once you lose it. Because
Also,
if you can retake it,
check back on what you said. Like if you stop all momentum when you take tiles, like it's just gonna ruin you. You need to keep keeping that momentum on.
Yeah, and he's right. Like I've seen it too. It's like people get to uppers and they go, "Okay, we're fine," and then
you're not fine. You still got to keep. If you want to like.
I know, people go, they're fine, and that's when they lose.
Yeah. You can't like, in upward. You can't take a chill pill. It's like impossible.
Yeah.
You got to keep.
It's
going.
actually, the way I like to refer to it is is it 5 fucking deadly minutes. Because it's just constant go.
Exactly. And you want to get as much like you want to get the shortest time on upward as soon as possible, you know?
Yeah, well that's the thing too, is that like if you've got momentum, the NG hasn't got time to stall.
Yeah, the NG doesn't have time at all if you're just gonna keep this momentum on.
Yeah. The 2 classes that really come into effect in the map come down to NG and Sniper, and it becomes like how quickly your NG can get out and set up on another spot.
Have you guys already done defense?
We've already done defense.
We've been going. So we've not. We've been doing.
Both.
First, we've been doing point by point offense, then defense, then second point offense, defense, third point offense, defense, fourth point offense, defense.
Did Zippo relay anything I had told her?
She did
before everyone else got.
Yeah.
Pyro's a pretty big. I'm so sorry.
You can talk about it though, Tom Servo, if you want.
Pyro's a good game changer on this map.
Yeah, Uber pushes with Pyro is like one of the big things that are going to make or break.
Yeah, especially on Raz, it's pretty close.
No, that is all God. No, don't do that.
I was gonna say,
Okay, listen. The only time a Pyro push is actually viable at any point on this map, and it's not even a Pyro push. It's just on third attacking. When you're attacking third up the hill. And the only reason I say that, and the only reason you should ever Uber a Pyro there, is because their Pyro is going to air blast you off of the cliff into the pit, just out off the cliff. That's it. That is why you keep your Pyro with you to keep him alive, to just air blast him.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about Uber defenses with.
Oh yeah. Okay, then yes.
Fuck,
I thought you were talking about.
I know how to play upward. Jesus.
Just checking. You'd be surprised, Clyde. You'd be surprised.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So on third defense, another thing I wanted to point out that I had told Zippo is that you guys need to focus your attention to your sniper, especially engineer. So on third, NG, whenever your NG's here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, whenever your NG is on third, right, the only thing you're really doing is spy checking and protecting your gun. You need to actually sit up Sniper's ass, because Sniper is such a vital point, or a vital person on this point, just because it watches everything and prevents them from walking up the main or walking anywhere. If your Sniper goes down, they should immediately push, and that goes the same for you guys. Anytime a Sniper is dead, there is no reason you should stand still. Your entire team should holding down your W.
Because you can basically dry push off that to some extent with the Sniper being that you can abuse.
Shit, are you going across the country? Damn.
I'm currently outside.
On an airport?
It's been a busy morning.
Airfield?
Anyway. No. The airfield just flies over.
Wow. Anyway, so yeah, on third, your Sniper needs to stay alive. If their Sniper is dead, all of you guys need to be playing outward. So if your Sniper kills their Sniper, or if their Sniper's dead, needs to play out, because it just keeps the pressure on from them to take any space. You want to take all space that you can get. at any point in any map in any game that you have, because space is so vital just to winning. If you can take space before they can, or if you can prevent them from doing it, you will win. It's just as simple as that. But as soon as a sniper peeks or is back alive, that's when you need to start being weary and start pulling back into your little cubbies.
All right, and one thing, by the way, it's occurring to me that we've talked a lot about what Combo's doing, and we've talked quite a bit less about like what our scout and our soldier.
Here, I'll show you this right here. Your flank, okay, your scout. I don't know if you're expecting me or not. This is where your scout's standing. He is literally just running back and forth, watching the cart, checking that your soldier should ideally, if to gain space, be up on catwalk right here. And you just want to kind of be walking along this and checking here. Occasionally, you're going to have to pull back as well and help out, but that's what you're really doing at this point. Anytime anyone starts walking through here to try to get into shit house and flank you guys, your scout needs to call that out and someone needs to come help. It can be a pyro or it can even be your soldier too. I would also recommend your soldier use conch at this point here into last, just because of the pushing effects that it causes, and also is really good for defense as well. But yeah, that's ideally what your flank should be doing. Your flank should always be watching the cart, preventing them from ever touching it. Third, kind of the same idea. Your scout and soldier are really just doing what they can to get picks, playing on cliffside, preventing anyone from touching the cart because their combo is going to be up there. Something interesting your soldier can do actually is bomb from the health pack and on up to third, which can get a force off pretty nicely. But other than that, you're just really watching the tunnel, making sure no one gets in. On first, it's first. Everyone knows how to play first. You just play on playground. Last...
Everyone does first over and over again.
Yeah. Last is really simple. Last, you're just going to have your soldier... damn it. Your soldier's mainly going to play actually in clock or spiral. That's going to kind of be where you want him to stand, just because of the fact that he could spam things out. So your soldier's going to be sitting basically just watching this the whole time. Now, again, going back to something that I told Zippo, your soldier standing here needs to convey anything about their combo, especially if they go under. So if your soldier calls they go under, that means your combo should know, hey, they're going to push soon, let's get ready. Your demo can be sneaky cheeky, put some stickies here, and actually stickies right here. These are awesome places to put stickies.
You're not meant to tell them everything, God.
Hey, it works.
I know. I know it does.
So
that's why I'm like, you're not meant to tell them everything.
Something that I want you guys to actually practice, because it is awesome, is your soldier, again, you're going to be running conch. You're going to be standing right here helping out your team. Your pyro is actually going to be with you right here as well. You and your pyro are going to be like the perfect team here. You're going to watch them go under, and once they kind of clear that door down here, your combo should understand, okay, yeah, they're about to push, get ready. Your conch should hopefully be ready, and as they exchange Ubers, you guys are going to call conch, and just you and the pyro are going to flank down here and sandwich them right in under, because it's such a really good place to just demolish people. So as they start fading is when you really want to come in, because they'll be sitting here and stare still, or they'll even be right here. If your combo is getting pushed out, they should be out there towards that way. And while your demo and heavy are still spamming this way, you're coming up from behind and just doing cleanup. It's actually insane. But your combo, your heavy, your demo need to be more aware, since your pyro's not there, protecting your medic, watching sightlines, and watching for spy, and also checking Harry Potter for any soldier bomb. Yeah,
that works.
And scout, you're just kind of bouncing from cart and wherever.
Yeah. That's definitely another way we can hold it, because of the fact that we've got that extra. I think that it'll come down depending on like where their team's at and what their team's actually doing, depending on what we can set up in time a lot of the time. But we definitely have to look at the debate of which one we're going to pull.
If you do get a solid hold, I would strongly suggest that, just because.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It prevents them.
If we get a solid hold, it'd be great.
If your pyro and soldiers
scrambling.
Here. If your pyro and soldiers here and they try coming up spiral, one, they're getting spammed out by a soldier, but if a demo is dumb enough to pipe through and your pyro gets a reflect, you're hitting every one of those people for like 133 damage.
Which is great, because they're all clustered at that point a lot of the time.
So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of the time it becomes a frantic, like, grab what you can a lot of the time for fourth, depending on how badly we lost third.
And that's just another thing, is that you guys need to know when to back out and don't like stagger either. Whoever your main caller is, listen to them. If they say leave, then leave. If you stagger, then you're the problem.
Thing. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's leaving tier 2. If it's pushing and you stagger, you're the problem. If you're not hitting W when your main caller says to push, then you're the reason your team failed that push, most likely.
Yeah, even if you're like a flank member, just get on cart and just push it while your team is pushing to get that cart time.
I mean, Soldier could be a little more useful, but
Soldier's better with the combo, honestly.
Yeah, it's better to everyone commit to a bad call than only half the team to commit to like a good call. Because at the end of the day, if you all commit, you might get the lucky point, even if it was a bad call at that time, and then you can review that later. If you make a bad call and someone doesn't agree and they stagger, you then lose that point regardless of if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I have to stress with any team playing this map, really any payload, but really with Upward, is that if there is no sniper, you should be holding W no matter what. If there is a dead sniper, I'm dead serious. Every single person should hold W. If you have to actually say hold W to make people walk, then do it. Because that's the only way. Again, that's the only way you're going to take space. If the sniper's alive, it's going to be harder to take space. Even if the sniper is up, if you all hold W at the same time, he can't hit 9 players at once.
The upward battle really comes down to your sniper a lot of the time. That's where, like, a lot of good teams, it's make or break on how well the sniper can do.
No pressure, Spooky.
Yeah, no pressure.
No taking.
Upward is your map.
Oh god.
Are you guys? I'm assuming you're just reviewing and not scrimming.
No, we're totally just reviewing and not scrimming. We're gonna do product now. Obviously it'll be shorter than a payload map. You know,
it'll be a lot shorter. Product's not too bad.
Wait, what? So you are scrimming?
No.
We're scrimming these maps this weekend, but not
Friday.
tonight.
We're scrimming these maps on Friday, and then we're also scrimming Cascade, which we're not reviewing because don't worry about it. They wanted to play Cascade, so we're gonna do it, I guess. I don't know, and not worry about how the match goes because we didn't review it, and most of us probably don't know it that well.
Well,
oh yeah, Tom, I might bug you about that one.
What map are we doing?
Probably not the best to ask that one. You might want to ask TK or Ink.
Yeah. It's so
I hate Cascade. I don't play Cascade.
We're doing Cascade?
On Sunday, we're doing Cascade, and
why didn't you tell me that? Jesus.
Yeah.
So good.
Fuck me.
Bro, I hate Cascade.
There's nothing I can do about it. I don't know. I was like, hey, let's scrim. I was like, let's play Upward. And they're like, okay, let's play Cascade. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be playing it in the cup, so...
Cat, can you just tell them to change the map?
No,
they
not
gonna happen.
How it works.
Bro, but who actually likes Cascade?
They need to play for the cup. It's fine. If they care about the cup, then they care about the cup. We don't really, it seems like, based on what the poll says.
I could care less about the cup, honestly.
So anyways, that's what it's going to be. Anyways, let me change this to product. Any closing questions or statements on Upward?
No.
Why would you... Wait. Never mind.
What?
Why are you going to review product?
Because we're scrimming that on Friday.
But it's like the easiest map out there.
It's good to get on the same page with everyone on your team.
Right.
Anybody could have, like, even good players have, like, maybe have some internalized mistake or played the map differently with a different team at some other point.
I actually found a really cheeky spot for Upward. Or at least
the biggest thing about product, by the way, is I find it kind of funny when you're like, oh, it's the easiest map. I'm like, yeah, but I've seen it fucked up so many goddamn times.
It's good. What?
Like, I've fucked up on that map before.
This isn't the right version.
Bro, what is that map?
I love this product, man.
What is this, Cat?
I do not know. I just typed in cost product. I do not know what this map is. Let me fix this real quickly.
What the
It's pretty. I like it. I can't see it.
What did I
What is
download?
cost product? What is this?
Oh my god.
Look up.
Why does
Oh
this
my
look like
God.
a fucking Why the door's so tiny? Why am I
Look
playing
up.
old ass CS:GO?
Bro, that's my favorite product.
Okay.
This looks
Let me
like
fix this
CS:GO.
real quickly.
Oh my god,
How
this
did you
is
even get this,
painful.
bro?
Painful.
What?
Dude, who put this fucking door here?
I do not know.
Product.
Does anybody want to review
What
this?
is it?
Oh, it is product, I guess. Wait, it is product.
Yeah, it is. But
It's
like,
yeah,
Dude.
it looks like
This
viaducts.
Dude, there's invisible boxes on the health kicks. I can't pick them up.
Bro, who cares about dog bread? Now it's just a tunnel. Just an empty tunnel.
Oh yeah, it is just a ton.
All right, well, enjoy this
It's
while
a
I fix
photo
this.
of
1
the
second.
This
there's
is like
nothing
some
here.
Half-Life Episode 1 shit.
Bro, what is that? He's in the tree.
Very cool
It's
to
in the
know that I.
trees.
There's
Very cool
nothing
to
on
know
this
that I
stomach.
joined for the demo review.
Wait, what the
Very
fuck is
late.
product actually called? I just type in change map cough
it's
underscore product.
RCX.
RCX.
Yeah,
okay.
RCX at the end.
I
3
see.
letters that are very important, my friend.
What
Yee.
the?
Can you
Christmas cough.
scan it?
Christmas cough.
Wait, you
Let's play
can get
Christmas cough next. I love it.
That was the
Also, hi,
wildest
William.
experience of my life. Jesus.
I'm just
how
happy
was
that
the
happened.
how was the demo review?
It was
we-
good.
We went over the positions of upward. Did we do the demo review?
We did not.
Wait,
Map review.
wait, there was a demo
There was
review? I
never
missed
a
out
demo
on.
No,
Yeah,
no.
there's never a demo review. I've been asked about. I don't know if I said demo review at some point, and this is why people think there was one happening. But there was never intended to be a
No,
demo.
no,
review.
I had a demo
No, it's
review
the
with Tom,
position
and
review.
he messaged out of his own volition.
Okay,
That was,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, this is the less exciting version of product. I personally prefer the one we were just on, but that's just
Yeah.
me.
I'll have to agree to disagree with you there, Kat, but alright.
Because I got that mention from Tom in Highlander discussion.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering if you guys just did a demo review.
No, that
No,
was
no,
just
we went
me.
through.
Hammond.
We just went through positions to make sure everyone was on the same like playing field.
Okay. Yeah, sorry I couldn't be here. I just got back from work.
It's all good. Hope your
Yeah, you're
shift went
good.
well, bro.
Gross.
Such
I like
as,
I like just got out of bed an hour or two ago and have had to rush around, and that's why I'm in the middle of nowhere listening to planes. So you're good.
Yeah, that's such as the life of living in a weird time zone.
Yep.
Unlucky.
Fun times. Fun times.
Alright, who's talking about product here? Let's start on this. Some viaduct action.
So
Okay,
product should.
Oh, my bad.
I was just gonna say that like product should be fairly easy, of course, but I want to find out what everyone's thought process is of the map, and then we can go and clean that up, because it's better than, it's better to find out what knowledge is and what positions you guys are aware of, and then we can correct those from there. So I guess to start, where is everyone standing typically?
Usually the flank is on concrete,
Holding connector.
like soldier. Yeah, holding connector. And if the entire flank is dead, then push on that. Or at least the flank members push on that, not the combo.
Yep. Whereabouts is the combo usually?
Either
like in
pocket or
pocket?
behind rock. Depending
Yep.
on if we have the point or not.
Sniper?
China.
Yes,
Yep.
cliff
The
and
China concrete
I mean,
cliff.
Or whatnot.
If
Occasionally
the
they'll
flank is
drop
having
down as
trouble,
well.
Okay.
if the flank is
So-
having trouble, usually like an engineer or sniper would go help them.
So where are all
Sniper
the
has the
sniper-
upside of like being on cliff, and being in those areas usually has some view to concrete anyway. So
Okay,
they don't
so-
typically need to go down there.
So here's my question. Can somebody tell me all the common sniper spots on this map and all their callouts?
Porch.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
one.
There's what? Porch, China, bitch
There's
ass,
so many
fucking
spots where the
concrete
sniper could
boxes,
go.
rock,
Bitch ass is a
cliff.
call.
Bitch ass is like this pixel on what the fuck, on what, China? Or no, not, yeah, like
Oh.
behind,
Yeah.
it's like behind
The-
Japan actually.
the rocket
There's
boot
like a
spot?
weird, yeah, it's really weird, yeah, right there, that's bitch ass.
Yeah, it's
Bitch ass.
You're actually going to call it that?
Okay, so a better call out for that is Japan.
No.
Yeah.
No, Japanese.
I like
Japan
bitch
is what
ass.
everyone-
Bitch ass is so good.
Okay.
Bitch ass is great, but I'm gonna get in the middle of a firefight and someone's gonna go, oh yeah, you know, the sniper's on bitch ass. I'm gonna be like, where the fuck is bitch ass?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna remember it. Japan,
I'll
I
have to
remember where it is
remember
because I spent
Japan.
half a map putting teleporters there.
Guys,
Oh,
I'm
God, yeah,
gonna
I'll
go
have
into
to-
Pug. I'm gonna go into Pug and just call that area bitch ass.
Yeah.
Yo, they're on
I-
bitch ass.
My friends we call the roof across from Pride, we call that gay because it's like gay pride. I don't know. We thought it was funny joke.
It's an
It
For
is
inside
nice,
alphabet
but
people.
it's
I
nice,
wouldn't
but
recommend
unfortunately,
that.
in the middle of
Yeah, just
a
call it
firefight.
roof. But my point is, we have kind of funny callouts.
Well, usually
so...
Soldier would bomb.
I have a lot of.
Sometimes Soldier would bomb China, so me and my friends used to call it Pearl Harbor. But
Oh my god.
you know,
Oh my
Okay.
god!
Right.
You are
Okay,
so close yet so far.
If you guys,
Bind Up is really simple and easy, cut dry map like every other Koth map. So
Yeah.
basically, I mean, what you're just gonna do is push when the sniper's dead. But to make things more specific, when you guys push out on mid, you're just most likely gonna walk main or you're gonna walk around the house. One of the two. Either way, you're gonna probably meet around the rock, and you want to start taking space as quickly as possible if you can. If you're taking a lot of damage and you can't move, then I mean, well, that kind of sucks. You're probably just not gonna be able to push mid. But the thing is, with again, same point I made with all the pushes on like upward and any payload map is that you have to take space more so with King of the Hill than anything, because the more space you give, the more they're going to be able to kick you back and also cap the point at the same time and hold the point. So the most important thing for your spy to do is essentially just focus sniper. I don't care what else your spy wants to do, just kill the sniper, because I am guaranteeing you that if your spy never got a med pick but the sniper's down, your team will win as long as you actually take advantage of that fact that the
for
sniper's
spy,
down.
I've used to play spy, but for spy on Koth, any Koth math really, like sniper is usually your number one priority.
Yes.
Yeah, because sniper is what I'm the most afraid of as a medic. Is like I can't stick my head out while that sniper has X sight line. So if that sniper's dead, I have the ability to heal at a better rate and a better efficiency because I can see my targets a lot more.
So this
Yeah,
is
and you're
push further.
So, in a good idea for what can take out a sniper, the usual counters are things like soldiers, other snipers, spies, but in reality, a good positioned player can kill the sniper. So, because
make
usually
sure
snipers,
also medic,
usually
make sure to buff
SBS
your
thing.
sniper all the time on this map. It's gonna be helpful for taking out other snipers.
Because usually snipers, especially higher level snipers, SBS degrades into who has the dumber spot, and this usually can result in people being positioned really poorly.
No, actually,
Yeah.
you want to know what it really boils down to? Not even dumber spot, because I can guarantee you it's not. It's callouts. I'm serious when I say it is callouts. If your spy does not call out the sniper, your sniper is going to lose the SPS 80% of the time, and I will guarantee that will happen. That's a lot of problems with higher level snipers. Is that they can be standing in the same spot and just moving back. They can be moving back and forth, but if your sniper has no idea what's going on or where he's at the time, you're going to lose the SPS. That's how that works. It's not so much just dumbest spot, it's just the lack of call out. So
Yeah.
that's another thing.
Your
The
medic's
biggest,
also going to be a viability without knowing where the sniper is as well.
that too. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing as well. If the sniper's like sitting on cliff, then your medic can basically walk around rock and pocket like as much as he wants. If he's sitting concrete, then your med kind of has to sit in the pocket the entire time to not get sniped. Just you have to call that out is the most important thing, and really that again that goes around for everything, but especially with Koth. To continue though, if the sniper's dead, what you guys are going to do is literally just again hold W and take space. And the way you're going to push is you're just basically going to push along dog bread. It's going to be your demo first. Your heavy needs to be with your demo. You cannot lag behind heavy because you're going to be basically the cleanup on this. Your demo is going to spit out all the damage and call the focuses, or either you can call the focuses as heavy, doesn't matter. Just call focuses because that's how you're going to eliminate players the fastest. It's going to be you in the demo. Your medic's going to be behind those two, and your pyro's going to be behind your medic, basically just watching what's coming from behind and watching for bombs. That is basically the order that you're always going to go when you're doing a push. If you're doing an uber push, you should always have your scout and demo. Usually, that's usually how Call pushes work, is just scout and demo. Because again, you get a ton of damage with your demo, and you get cleanup with your scout. Those are your basic pushes, and again, that's when the sniper's down, or just when or if you have player add. Another reason you can walk is if their demos. If they have no demo and their sniper's alive, you can still push, but you just need to be careful.
Yeah.
And it's really as simple as that. And here's the thing: after you push and after you cap the point, don't leave the point. Especially if their sniper's up, then yeah, you'll have to back off a little bit. But if the sniper's still dead, stand on the point. Literally stand on dog bread, basically in the same position you guys pushed in, because you're denying them space. If you want to, don't get don't get too extended, but you can play on their cliff and just keep them right here and right here.
Stand them down.
But if you notice they're walking on their grass, you're gonna have to back off and start getting back on a concrete and get ready to fight again. But again, you guys have to keep that space up, otherwise you're going to lose the point. Because this is something I've seen all the time. Teams will push up, and the enemy team's sitting right here, backing off just a little bit, and you guys cap the point, back off, and you just leave, and you immediately allow them to take the point right back. That has lost so many games because of the recapping time. It's insane that people don't understand that. I mean, that's really it. That's actually the core value. That's the core of this map and any Call of map is push with your combo, take space when the sniper's dead, and then stand on top of the point whenever you guys can. And then play passive whenever the sniper's up. If they push, you already have Uber, and you just stop them from walking.
And because of how quickly costs are decided due to the amount of minutes that are on the point, us being able to hold a concrete hold on the point for even a minute, that's another 30 seconds they've got to take to try and get shit ready to do another push, and then they've got to counter push, and then we'll probably be prepared by that point to push back. If we're able to hold a good solid hold on being able to push them and not lose space, we have we have more time in the pocket than they do, and that's how we'll win games.
For your heavy, who is your main heavy, by the way? Is it William?
Yeah, it's Will.
Okay. So if you guys are holding pocket, your heavy should be sitting on top of the cliff right here, because that's where the that's where the spy's gonna walk from typically. You're watching China, you're watching porch, and you're watching cliff all at the same time as you're watching any bombs that might come over to pocket. You're going to be basically the overseer of your entire combo. Medic, you'll be in pocket. Pyro, you'll be around pocket, reflecting any spam and also watching Pyro spy behind you. Demo, you're going to be typically just spamming over. Now for the engineers mini sentries that are sitting in main right here, that is 110% your demo's job to get rid of. Your soldier can help out too if he gets the chance, but that is your demo's biggest job to help out, because you can all you have to do is spam over, pipe over rock, and you immediately hit the mini sentry and it's down. If you need to rotate over to the right side of the rock and spam it out, then you're good. But try to stay as close to your medic as possible, because if you start leeching out this way on the right side of the rock where your medic's not, you're going to get flanked by their flank, or you're going to get stabbed easily by their spy. That is another big issue, because your demo can't die. Your demo is your point denial, literally. That your demo needs to stay alive for point denial.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, COF is easy on paper, but the execution of it as a team is where everything falls apart, because not everyone understands their roles with the team. They play individually rather than the team, and they think they know what they're doing, or they think they're doing something good when it is in fact hurting the team. Because you've got, again, a big issue I see is the demo solo pushes. So solo pushes. You've just got one demo just walking forward, spamming things out, getting a ton of damage, but no one is with them.
No cleanup crew. Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll see heavy just sitting backwards, sitting on rock right here, while your team is ahead point, just okay, I'm watching for things, doing absolutely nothing. And that's why I
It's
also
nice
too.
that it's nice to have someone else who's definitely onto it as well. Because I was sitting here going, I might be like having a struggle here, but between yourself and Will, it seems like we're sorted.
Now the biggest thing too is well, not biggest thing, but your sniper positioning. You can put your sniper in rock and you can see a lot of shit. So if your team is sniper, if your team is pushing up, like if they're already on Dahlbred pushing up right here, I want you to stand either on top of the point or on rock right here because you can see main, you can see there, and you can also see bottom of cliff, and that's most
There's
likely
been a
where they're
couple
coming
of
from.
Yeah, there's been a couple of times where I've died to someone not calling out that we had a sniper who was sitting on rock or sitting on boxes as like after a push. It's
Boxes
a
too,
really
yep.
powerful spot. Like
Again,
the
it's all
boxes
about
has
call outs too.
surprised me.
It's
Yeah.
all call outs. If your spy or if anyone can call their sniper, it will greatly help your sniper because he won't know where your sniper is most likely, hopefully, but your sniper will and just be able to get him before he even sees him.
And I also, like being a medic, I don't get to see a lot of the different sightlines. I have to play blind a lot of the time because if I am able to see something, I can be shot. So if I know where the sniper's sitting and watching, then I can then play around avoiding that sightline altogether. Because if I peek my head out even instantaneously, I'll probably be shot.
It's everyone's job to call out the snipers. Certain classes are better at it, like spy. So,
Here's another thing too. You guys need to have a main caller. I don't know if you have one or not. And you all need to listen to him and make sure that you can actually hear him. Don't clutter comms. Don't say things like, "Oh, God, this is bullshit," or "I am taking so much damage." Jesus Christ! Don't say stuff like that. Mute your mic. You need to be calling out real things like "med piped" or "I'm bombing" or "I'm dead." Sniper is this way or spy is this way. You want to know what really can make a really good cleanup is if your demo calls what he pipes and what he focuses. That makes such a huge difference because that means you know what you're aiming at. If your demo says focus is heavy and you have like 3 people aim at a heavy, boom, you win, you're good. You just eliminate them like quickly. Something a little more advanced that I had one of my demos do one time, which actually helped a lot on pushes, is he would actually call out when the enemy demo shot out all of his pipes or either shot out all of his stickies. Because
that would be amazing on pushes, honestly.
It's like micro level.
Something like that.
What?
That's.
So he says demo reloading or something like that, I guess.
But yeah, like demo, all of his pipes are shot, or demo shot all of his pipes, stuff like that. That's like micro level of moving because we actually made a lot of pushes off of that. We bum rushed their demo while he was reloading and didn't get anything off.
So your demo
I love that. That's brilliant.
I've had that.
That's really hard to do.
And I hate it so much when it happens.
Yeah, that sounds pretty ambitious for an AM team, but we could try it.
I mean,
like that.
it's not even like no. Well, listen. It's not so much a team at that point. That's just your demo. If your demo can start making calls like that now, he will shoot up levels really quick because you're already thinking way ahead of your own division. That when you do start playing with other teams and you're making these calls, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, that's actually a good point." You know, it's again, it's not just the team so much. A lot is like a lot of things that I say, especially when it's class specific. These are things you can work on individually that makes you a better player individually. So it's
like
redundant,
one of the biggest things that like medics have to do, for example, is like they have to get better at figuring out where the other enemy heal rate is at in order to help coordinate pushes. Because if you're pushing and that happens in sixes a lot. It's like, are we even? Are we disad or are we add? And at that point, we then change depending on where we're at. And if I don't know where we're at, we're fucked.
I mean, the problem with the Highlander from Medic is that it's super hard to... Because if the Medic has a crowd of people around him, he has 40-second Ubers. If the Medic has one person around him in a dispenser, he's got 80-second Ubers. Like it fluctuates.
I mean, you can gauge it. Again, you can gauge it pretty easily.
Stand on the dispenser unless you really need ammo, basically.
What?
But yeah, I mean, learning things as an individual will make you better as a team, but you just cannot play as an individual, which unfortunately happens way too often.
Yeah, especially on cough maps. because like payload maps, everyone has like kind of an idea on what they're supposed to be doing, whereas Koth maps, it comes down to a lot of like chaos is happening, so people just react on their own individuality, and that's what has like teams collapse a lot of the time.
And of course, going to your flank now is you guys should be working together at all times, unless your soldiers. Actually, even on soldier bombs, if your soldier bombs in, your scout can run in after that as well. Because if he gets off enough damage and calls what he hit, your scout's already there to just do cleanup real quick. Like you guys, for the most part, are playing together all the time, no matter what. So you guys need to coordinate or talk together to do stuff like that.
Your team is like your family.
Yeah, your scout takes an Uber sometimes, which. Again, if your soldier bombs in and then you follow that up with an Uber, devastating damage. I mean, just a lot that you can do.
Yeah, we had an unfortunate incident the other day where we lost our demo on a push. Just before a push, and I had to Uber our scout, and then we still managed to do a decent cleanup because we had the pyro and the heavy backing that up. And it doesn't always have to be we freak out because we lost our demo on a Koth map. Like you can clean up from there. No, this isn't our team. I'm talking about another team.
One thing I want you guys to make law, like go ahead and concrete this into your heads, is if you lose your medic, everyone who is alive sack. Everyone. I am not kidding.
Yeah, definitely.
Pyro, spy, NG, soldier, scout, demo. All of you as soon as your medic dies, because you're going to lose ad immediately. You're wasting time by standing around doing nothing, and your medic is still respawning. And you're losing ad even faster. But if you know where the medic is, and 8 people beeline for him, you're going to get something out of that.
Yeah, definitely. You might even get like the whole team.
And you might even not get a kill, but you might freak the fuck out of the enemy medic, which honestly is another game in and of itself.
Yeah.
Oh god, they're all coming. Oh god.
Like, I'm serious when I say make that law, concrete that in your head.
Yeah, I've had instances where I've had to like reset because I just got fucking bombed by 8 people at once, and I've managed to live, but I'm also like shaking. I've had to go, all right, let's go, because otherwise you have teams who freak out.
Who's your main caller?
We haven't got the main caller sorted because of the fact that we've only had one run through. We've got to get a main caller sorted between probably myself or Will.
I do not recommend medic main call.
Yeah, probably would be Will.
Halfway.
Literally, the only
main
thing
call is like a really bad way to go.
Will is trying to speak.
Hello, Will.
Go ahead, Will.
Halfway through the Asheville game, I started main calling. For some of the Upward game I main called, but then they just kind of stopped listening, so I stopped calling.
I mean, honestly, just demo's usually the main caller, but if a medic main calls, like, honestly, what can the medic do? No offense.
None taken. That's why I was like, I can call things to support our main caller, but me being a main caller wasn't a good thing, and that's why I wanted to discuss about it, because people were like, oh, you should main call. I'm like, well, no, I shouldn't.
Is your demo comfortable with main calling, or is he... Who is your demo, actually?
Our demo is Paprika. We have, I mean... The problem is the problem is I think Paprika is is an NG player, is an NG like main player, and is all like off classing an AM in the combo, and is not experienced with main calling, right? Like
okay, Will, I'll say this, or William, I'll say this. How do you main call? Like, if you're pushing right now, what would you say?
I'd call focus fires.
No, like dead ass. Like, what would you say? Like right now, team's pushing up right now. Let's do. What would you say? How would you just say? Okay, let's go.
Give me 450. I'm pushing dog bread.
Okay.
And then.
Can everyone hear him? Is a good question first.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Is my mic far?
I cannot hear you that well.
Yeah, so crank his volume up, because if you're in the middle of fighting and you're tunnel visioning, you're not going to hear him.
He's at 200, and I still can't hear him that well.
Okay, so for some reason, my mic is fine.
Okay, but I was saying that I told everyone turn you up, because if you're main calling, already you have kind of a soft voice anyway, so it's going to be difficult to heal, or to hear.
Yeah, usually my mic is a bit quieter,
Yeah.
or not quieter,
Then just
louder.
yell into it.
I mean, you can also turn other people down a bit if it becomes a thing where it's like
Well,
we just can't hear or just
the
can't
main thing
comms
is,
there.
It was
whenever
too
I-
loud for me.
Unlucky.
whenever I main call or whenever I find someone to main call, usually it's someone who can really project their voice as well. Whenever I main call, I make sure that everyone hears me and I repeat myself like 100 times. Because if I'm pushing, like if we're about to go on mid, I'll basically just be like, all right, we're going to take mid. Go, go, go. Everyone hit W. Everyone hit W right now. We're walking in. Okay, meds hurt. Get in. Someone get in. Soldier get in. I'll start calling out focuses, especially right away. And then I'll also be class specific too. Like if I'm walking in, I'll be like, heavy, be with me right now. We're walking in right now. I'm med piped. Get in heavy. Someone in. Soldier, bomb in right now. And I would just keep talking over and over and just pounding these commands. That way people actually listen. Because if you walk in,
Yeah.
like, okay, let's go. Come on, everyone in. Everyone, can we get everyone in right now? If you're saying
No one is
everyone,
gonna listen to you. You gotta like enforce it into them.
Yeah.
another big thing is actually calling the classes out. If you just say everyone, it's so generalized that people are like, okay, well, someone's gonna go in. That's the problem that you're gonna have is that if you're pushing. Here's the biggest thing that happens. If you guys fail push, or if you guys are finishing, your third round and you lose, you get shut out, and you are sitting there talking about it after the game, and you're like, okay, we need to start pushing better. Okay, that's not telling me anything. That's when you start going, okay, Scout, I need you to walk in with me when I'm going into bomb. Soldier, right before we get in there, I want you to actually bomb as well, that we can force them in. Heavy, you're actually going to start walking along Dogbread while your Pyro's going to be following us and the Medic's going to be right behind us. You got to get really class specific.
Yeah,
Okay.
when my demo Luna, because of my main team, because I'm playing in a different time zone for this, basically had the same thing. If he was constantly like pushing the rest of our team players, like there was a point where and like having to make those adjustments on the fly. There was a point where like we were like all a bit rattled from one. And he's like, all right, we're gonna go in. You're ready to go. Come on, walk with me, Cloud, walk with me, and we like walked through
Exactly.
as a resultant. And I didn't even have to think about it. I was just like, all right, cool, go. Like it just became and at that point beforehand, I was freaking out. And I had to more or less re-establish my morale and then walk with. And because I didn't have to think about it, and I'm having that reinsurance from my demo, it was easy just to push with. And having that sort of projection is exactly right. It's going to be that assertiveness of like trying to get everyone on the team to push with you.
I know Albert wanted to say something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey, so I just wanted to say that on the latest RGL poll, they actually mentioned that they are going to be increasing the time between a round and the next one because of how much important that is for people to be able to communicate what is going on, what should be improved.
How can they? What? How can RGL be the ones to? It's
the
already up.
No. In the RGL config, you know how after you win the game, you get crits for a while?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
kill the enemy team, that is going to be extended. So that people, like that period of time where the winning team has crits and the enemy team is in their humiliation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, though, like I said, whoever your main caller is needs to literally verbal vomit into his mic and verbally spam out calls. And like I said, be as class specific as possible. Again, it really helps the most for your demo to do because he's the one spitting out the damage. And he needs to be the one, okay, focus heavy. Everyone focus heavy right now. Okay, heavy's dead. Go to the medic. Soldier bomb in right now. I want you in right now. Stuff like that. Because again, if you're calling specific classes, it turns on their brain like, oh shit, that's me. Okay, hold on a second, I'm coming in. But if you're saying, hey, everyone come in, here, we're on point, you kind of got like people just doing their own thing. Like, okay, he said everyone.
Yeah, because
right
you're
now,
not like telling them, like they're expecting someone else to go rather than themselves.
There's no real sense of urgency.
So you just gotta
for example, whenever, like if I'm playing medic, right, and and people are camping point, but people start, it's only like ×1, right? Just in general, anyway, and we're looking for cap time, and I see my pyro just like sitting in pocket, like, okay, spy check. I'll be like, yo, pyro, get on point right now. You're not doing anything. Like, oh, okay, and then they get on it and just help cap. I mean, I enjoy microing for that reason because I just enjoy it. I can see it's like a chessboard. I mean, of course, everyone's pieces, and you just have to move those pieces where you need them to. That's why I like mentoring teams and stuff, because I can see a huge picture and be able to put everyone in the right position to where it will destroy other teams.
Okay, so here's the exact thing that Cloud got mad at me before for doing. He said, "Don't micro me."
No, if you have to, then you have to.
So
I mean,
Cloud, I just want you to remember.
Well, I mean, what was the situation?
I'm gonna do what I've done before. You've seen me in comms. You know that I.
We gotta play some StarCraft in this game, man.
Basically, I mean, it depends what the situation is, I guess. If it's just like useless micro, but if you're in the middle of trying to push, you're probably gonna have to micro. Because if you're trying to make a push and you're the main caller, and you have something in your head, then you need to make sure those people are with you so you can do what you want to do. Because if you're doing your plan, someone else is doing their plan that they did with another team, there's a disconnect there. You're not playing as a team, you're playing as your individual self. But if your main caller is like, okay, Demo, I want you with me, spam out pocket right now, I'm going to walk in, then you've already got a team coordination going on there, and you're just piping, you're just destroying them. Something else, too, that I was telling Zippo Cloud is when I was watching your demo, or well, her demo, her. You know what, Zippo? I don't even know.
I mean, I'm a girl.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
I don't really care.
Her. Okay.
Call me whatever, I guess.
Dumb bitch. Just kidding.
Thanks. Wow. I mean, you're not wrong. Like.
You got him.
So anyways, one thing I noticed, Cloud, is when it was just you and Zippo together. I would notice a lot that you're really moving a lot. Like you're moving to places where you really shouldn't be. You're walking in sight lines where you're going to heal someone who's nowhere even near you, and you were dead ass walking past like sniper sight lines.
So
Well, hold on, let me finish what I'm saying. So
yeah,
I told Zippo to.
Can I put my 2 cents in on that actual demo itself? Because I was aware of how bad that was. Is this the Asheville demo you're talking about?
Yeah.
I know you guys were trolling a little bit. She already explained the situation, but just in general, because again, with invite medics,
I nervous walk in a lot of times as well.
Yes,
I have to focus on towering when we're actually like. When we're playing super serious, I focus on towering, which is the fact that like people have got to come to me for heals. I'm not going to walk out into a dead sight line in order to heal them. Because we were having a bit of a derp around, it was a bit less of that and me more just enjoying myself. But as an actual like medic on that point, I know to be able to like not stick my head out.
Again, though, one thing that I told Zippo to do, because I'll do it all the time. I'm not sure if you know Jer is. He's a medic main.
Yep.
And with any medic main I'm with, especially with me being Iro, I will tell my medic what I want him to do. If it's like between me protecting him and him getting shot, like I've done it so many times
like Mr. President, you know.
Yeah,
Mr. President.
Like, the amount of times where I've had to micro my medic, be like, hey, Jared, come here. I just sit here for a second, just hold on a minute, just chill. And he goes, okay, yeah, no problem. And then like, because I'll know something's about to happen, and so many times where I'm like, Jared, come back for a second, get out the sideline, sit right here. A soldier will bomb right where he was standing, and I'll be like, okay, cool, reflected, done. If you and your pyro are alone, yeah, just stuff like so. That's Zippo is literally there to protect you, and if it's just you and her, then I would actually prefer you to listen to her as to what she wants. Now, if she doesn't say anything, then there's a problem there. But
I've played pyro on the opposite end as well, and I know how important that can be. Because of the fact that like your medic sometimes just kind of freaks the fuck out and stands in the wrong area, and you're like, no, you need to be over there.
More than often, it's just autopilot. Because if you're just chilling, if you're just sitting there healing, you're gonna your mind's gonna wander, and you're just gonna autopilot. You might be hitting A and D, and you actually might hit D a little bit longer than you should, or whatever. And it's just at that point, if someone has to micro.
Yeah, definitely.
By the way, before I forget, one thing I want to just mention about products, just you can go back to talking about calling and shit. I did want to just mention, if you're walking through here, just look here. Like
spy spots,
literally, this works.
Oh yeah, William. Just again, spy spots are going to be on Cliff. That's a huge spot because it's just easy to uncloak.
Yeah.
And then you've got them
Personally,
uncloaking from
actually-
house. You got them uncloaking from behind house. That spot in main where the spy is probably always going to be at, and really that's it. Probably and also China. China's a big one too.
Yeah, playing against lower div spies has actually confused my spy.
Yeah.
Because I play like high div medic, so I've got a pretty good spy time counter that I just naturally turn around on, but lower div spies just come in at
Another thing too, Zippo, because you were asking about ammo conservation, stuff like that. If you'll have to get good at it, I would suggest getting good at it now.
Yeah.
Ammo conservation is a pain in the ass as a pyro.
Well, listen. So whenever you're spy checking, again, it's all about awareness. Be aware of where the spy is. So if the spy's alive and you see him all the way on the concrete and he stabs someone, don't worry about spy checking. He's not going to teleport unless your NG has a teleporter next to your people, which is retard. Cut your NG. But with that said, bait the spy in. Because the spy's gonna be waiting, like, okay, sitting here. Okay,
I'm totally not aware.
the
Totally
thing is,
not.
like, you're not spy checking, so okay, I'm gonna go now. So again, if you can time that right, like you can time them from walking here, going around to the house, maybe getting on China, see that you're doing something, and then boom, you just turn around. But if you're constantly just torching everything, he's gonna be like, all right, well, I can't get in there. I'm gonna go for someone else. So if you can actually do the bait well. You're definitely gonna make mistakes with it sometimes if you try it, but if you can get a good bait, it saves you the time spy checking because you'll have to worry about spam and other pushes too.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm one of the cute little things. One of the cute little things that I was talking to Lug about, and Will was there for it as well, is that the secret is occasionally your NG does check for a spy. Don't rely on him to, but occasionally he'll be like open to looking in like a product map, for example, because he'll be moving around behind the combo when setting up things. So he'll also run into it occasionally as well. So like you will have other people who will be able to bump into the spy and let you know where it is as well.
Yeah.
So you're you don't need to be frantically freaking out on where the spy might be.
Yeah, no, it's just more like I just need to know like where he was seen last if I don't call that already, you know? Like, because a lot of the time it's like I'll just be out of ammo like the minute we like end up getting pushed in at, or like spy will be on us and I'm just out of ammo. Like,
that's why I love the dispenser being behind the rock.
I know, holy fuck.
It makes all the life of difference.
Yeah. Dude, that Lugnut. he was an interesting
I love
person.
Lugnuts. Lugnuts was like I love Lugnuts. It's like interesting way of looking at things.
I mean, I think dispenser's either behind rock or in pocket, no?
Pocket.
Yeah, typically.
I personally
Also,
don't like holding behind. I really hate holding behind rock as a pyro and just as a combo member because it's so easily spammed by both flank and demo. That's why I like pocket much better. I hate when my medic sits behind pocket.
Sometimes it's hard sometimes to push off of pocket, so it becomes a debate of like what we can use the most. Because we become predictable to the spy sometimes. Not the spy, the sniper.
And speaking of spies, it's everyone's job to turn around.
I cannot be there everywhere, unfortunately. Neither
teleporting
can
Zippo.
You can't expect our pyro to be the best player on the server. You can't expect him to do that and just kill the spy.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm only human.
So
unfortunately, you don't have like.
So you're not.
You don't have invis sensor.
So are you telling me that every pyro meme is not like a robot made by Valve?
I mean, we can be bots sometimes.
I mean, I checked, but I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Oh no, Clutch, you don't count as a pyro.
Oh really? I don't count as a pyro.
You aren't. Yeah, you aren't prem with it yet.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm upper main for pyro. My mistake.
Nice. For real awesome, Josh.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, I think that's everything. If I'm wrong.
Yeah, this was a weird like map review / general review mix, but I liked it. I was happy with
Yeah,
that.
it's good.
Exactly what I expected it to be.
How do I trick stab? Cat, teach me.
I don't know, man. You just kind of like walk at them and swing your knife and put your enter to 5.
Oh, so you're telling me
Then trickster.
Trick stab, you walk upstairs, drop downstairs, and pray.
He died. So bad.
Alright, I'm gonna head to the rest of my appointments that I need to get to. If anyone has any other more comments, questions, or anything else like that, feel free to message me. But yeah, good stuff, guys.
Sir Cloud, one more thing.
Yeah?
How long have you been playing Medic?
Too fucking long at this point. Kill me.
Oh, so it's classified by my rules. You're basically a femboy.
What?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a bi
sure.
femboy gypsy. Thank you.
God bless.
Every medic
Sexies rise up.
That's basically what my previous Success Scout posted on my profile.
Good at spy. I'm so active.
Cloud.
Please make sure you check my OnlyFans.
No.
Cloud!
Cloud, stop acting like imposter.
I am sus.
Scares
Help
me.
I'm right there with you, Will.
Because Cloud came back and within
I came a little late, but do any of you guys want a pub?
I could be persuaded.
I might pop my head in an hour or two.
I think my Sixes team is baiting, so I could probably join.
Yeah.
What was Will saying though?
Yeah, what were you saying, bud?
Oh my god, I've seen magic before.
Okay, guess how...
What do you mean?
Guess how long it took...
I've seen you in a pub. You were like that one soldier being
How long,
pocketed.
Will?
How long
That was
did it
like
take
one
you to get
game.
into Prem Cloud?
Oh my god.
Did you hear that train whistle?
It was like
Yo!
Guys.
Choco, there's a whole ass conversation happening, bud. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, stop talking over Will. Thank you. Okay, what are you
My
saying,
bad.
bud? It's all good.
Guess how many hours it took Cloud to get into Prem?
I don't know. How many?
Tell him, Cloud.
800?
Oh boy.
It's femboy all the way over here.
Oh, unlucky.
Australia is a special
why must you
yeah,
have a
it's
brain?
a special retarded continent's a better way to put it.
No, upside down and shit. I don't know.
Oh yeah. What was it? Have you seen?
Concrete.
Have you seen those pictures of like what people expect Australia to look like, and it's a guy with a flamethrower killing spiders? It's like what Australia is look like. It's the exact same photo, just upside down. That's what life is like.
Oh no.
I should send you
the
guys
spiders killing the humans.
I should send you guys photos of some of the spiders I've seen. It's brilliant.
It's just a really complicated game of hide and go seek against like nature.
I mean, you're not wrong. I once, like, one of my friends once moved his couch we used to sit on all the time when we played video games. And he found
no, I don't like where this is going.
Yeah, there was a thin layer of, between the couch and the floor that we used to sit on that was, like, the comfy spot. And there was a, funnel web spider the size of, like, my face that was sitting underneath that spot we found once we'd moved. Yep.
No.
And that's considered a small one.
Bro, you guys don't like spiders? They're freaking awesome.
Not ones that are the
I'm
biggest
arachnophobic,
size your
man.
face. Like, I can respect them from a distance.
As soon as you took
Bro,
out,
even if they're big or
as soon
small,
as
they're
you
still
took out
pretty
that
awesome.
spider, the couch.
If
became
it's got
more
8
nasty.
legs, it's getting the sandal.
Dude, if it's got, like,
It's getting the La Chancla.
But you know, I'll tell you guys stories one time. We're waiting for pre-scrim.
Oh, please, that'd be great.
Alright, I'm gonna go. I'll catch up with you guys later.
Also,
See you guys. Thanks for turning up, guys.
Thank
So
you
are we
for
doing
the
pubs now?
assistance. Yeah, I'm down.
Oh.
She's dead.
Also, thank you, Tom.
No
Probably,
problem.
No worries. Thank you guys for turning up.
We could pug forward
Appreciate you, Cloud.
themselves.
Okay, well, see you guys.
Bye bye, Will.
I'm gonna head out because I've got practice for Nosu tournament.
Ooh, good luck. Kick ass. Hit those circles.
What's a circle?
Click them circles. I'm shit at
What's a
Osu.
circle?
Like, actually, it's the one rhythm game I'm bad at. Alright. It's a rhythm game.
Is it just like a smaller
click the
oval?
circles.